Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Time Drives. In today's episode of Time Drives, I want to talk about my revamped wish list for, I would say, halfway through 2022. We are past halfway through 2022 already, which is crazy because I think you know what I'm going to say. We haven't had an update yet. Not a car update at least, but I wanted to revamp my wish list. It's been like at least 7 months since I shared my wish list with you all. So over here, as you can see, I want the AMC Rebel machine and roll credits. That's it. No, I'm joking. So in total, this is my entire wish list if I had no limits, okay? In the past, when I showed my wish list, I would put some restraint. Usually, I wouldn't put any prize cars because obviously that is subjective to if I'm going to win it or not. Sometimes I'm super picky. I just choose the cars I genuinely really wanted. Well, this time I decided to be a bit more liberal with my wish list. Even then, there are only about 33 cars here, but it is a little more than the last time. I think it's not even 33, right? It's 20. Well, yeah, it's about, okay, 22 plus 8 is 30 plus 4, 35. Oh, there you go. Look at that. So my entire wish list is 1 rare, 4 ultra rares, 8 epics, and 22 legendaries. So the 1 rare, as you can see already, is the AMC Rebel machine. Hopefully this will come up. I think the next time that this car will be given out, or at least the first time, because it's not been out yet. So the first time the AMC Rebel machine will be given out will be in whatever the next special challenge tag is going to be. Maybe it's like Ride of the Valkyries 2 or something completely new and original. We don't know yet, but I feel like that's the next time this car will be given out, because there are not a lot of these lower end prize cars left for grabs. So the AMC Rebel machine is one of them. I really like it. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a Plymouth Roadrunner when you look at the front profile of the car. Makes sense, right? I mean, you know, they're both from the same time period and they're both muscle cars. 127 for top speed doesn't seem right. I don't know much about the Rebel machine. I just know that I want it. The handling doesn't look very good as well. Standard tires, but it's what you expect from a Rebel, not from a Rebel, from a muscle car. And 6.4 0 to 60. So no super rares that I want, as you can see. Going back to wish listed and rarities, yeah, there isn't a single super rare that I'm looking for. I have every single super rare already, or I've unpacked it before and I've fused it away. So I was looking at super rare prize cars, and really, like, there wasn't really anything I wanted. The only super rare prize car I genuinely love would be the Plymouth Superbird, and I got 2 of those. So we move on to ultra rares. What are the 4 ultra rares I'm looking for? Well, we have 3 unicorns and 1 Mercedes. So the Megane, the Vauxhall, and the Ariel, you guys know this already, are 3 ultra rares I can't seem to pull for the life of me, okay? I've pulled a million green Ford Fiestas. I've pulled 6 Charger 3s. I've pulled 6 Caterham 7270s. And I'm not even going to complain about the Caterham and the Chargers. Those cars are absolutely amazing. But what I'm saying is there are some Ultras out there where I can pull non-stop. And there's some other Ultras I can't seem to pull for the life of me. The first one is going to be the Ariel Atom. Some of you guys might know this already. I've never pulled this car in my life. Great Exhibition came out January of 2020. Since January of 2020, every carbon fiber I've opened, every event that I've won, every ceramic pack that I've opened, and even every aluminum pack that I've opened, because you know those can get you an ultra rare. I've never ever gotten an Ariel Atom 1, not once in my life. I'm not too concerned that I can't seem to get one, because next year, when it's the year of the rabbit and it's 1999, there should be 1990 packs out there, 1999 packs out there, and the Ariel Atom 1 shouldn't be that hard to get from a 1999 pack, right? There are not a lot of 1999 ultras out there. I say this now, I'm gonna kick myself in the balls, but the Ariel Atom 1 is definitely one of those ultras I cannot seem to get. Is it like absolutely drop dead amazing like a Lancia 037? No, it's not that level, but it's still a good ultra, and I really want to get it because it still handles pretty well and it's incredibly light. The Renault Sport Megane, the last time I got this, I do believe was, oh my goodness, I think it was the campaign. I can show you my campaign, my single player campaign, after I show you my wish list. This was a car, an ultra that I got from the prize board, and I think since then I've never gotten it again. So technically you can say that I've never unpacked the Renault Sport Megane, because the one time that I received it was actually from the single player campaign. But at least I had it in my garage at one point, probably not for very long, because I got this car at a stage where I didn't give a damn about a single French car whether it was good, whether it was bad. And really, to be honest, it's not really a car that you need, especially if you have the Renault Sport Megane Trophy. It is the better car, but I do understand that there are some niches. It's just slightly cheaper to use. It's still really good when it handles, or at least, I mean, it's really good in handling, and it's still meeting ground clearance. So definitely a car that I need to look forward to into the future. And then the Vauxhall VX220 Turbo, I think I have unpacked this car once or twice, but both of them came super early game. I don't think I've unpacked the Vauxhall VX220 once in the last 2 years or so, because I felt like if I unpacked it at least within the last 365 days, I would have kept it in my garage. So yeah, the fact that I don't have it means that I have not pulled this in a very, very long time. You can, I mean, every single 1 million pack opening I've done is documented. So if you want to see when was the last time I pulled the Vauxhall, you probably have to search back through over 100 1 mil pack openings. But I know that this is an outro I have pulled before. It's just that I haven't pulled it recently, especially since when I started thinking, oh, maybe I should keep it. Now that I want it, I can't seem to get it anymore. And then we have the Mercedes AMG C55. I have pulled this car before, but once again, much like all the other Ultras that you see over here, not an Ultra that I pull very often, maybe once or twice in my entire time of playing top drives. And I don't tend to open Mercedes carbon fibers that often either, because although I love the brand, they got some pretty crappy cars, not gonna lie. And this one is no exception. It's pretty bad. I know it has medium ground clearance, but the handling is horrendous. The MRA isn't good enough. Top speed is low, and 0 to 60 is very meh. So not a fantastic ultra rare, but obviously now when I'm in my end game for ultra rares and I kind of want to just collect everything, I would say that the Mercedes AMG C55 is wishlisted because it sits at the top of all the ultra rares I don't have left, mainly because I like Mercedes. So these are the 4 ultras that I have on my wish list. Now we move on to the 8 epics that I'm looking for. As you can see, it's 74 and above, 1 being a prize car. So the first one is going to be the Ford F-150 Raptor. The fact that I have not pulled this car kind of baffles me, considering that I have almost every single American Frontier epic, including prize cars. I think there are only about 2 American Frontier, or maybe 4, no, around 2 to 4 American Frontier epics I've never pulled before. The Ford F-150 Raptor is one of them. The Dodge Viper SRT10 is the other one. The Acura HSC is the third, and I think the Acura MDX is the last one. So these are the 4, you know, ones that I've not pulled from American Frontier. 3 of them being really good epics, 1 just being absolutely garbage. So yeah, the F-150 Raptor, I need this thing in my life, man. Okay, this thing is ridiculous. It handles incredibly well, has a low 0 to 60. It's just slightly worse than the Ram Rebel TRX. For now, it might be better in the future. So yeah, the Ford F-150 Raptor, I need this car in my life. And I gotta say, I looked at the changes, right, or when Hutch showed the new updated, because you know everyone's talking about how the Ram is gonna have 96 MRA come the new update, but then it's worse everywhere else now to the Raptor. Yeah, that's just wrong. Okay, Hutch, you need to change that. The Ram Rebel was made to destroy the Raptor, and it does that. So it doesn't make any sense if the Raptor is being the Ram Rebel in game in the future update. But that's a cause for concern in the future. Either way, whether this car is better or worse than the Ram in game, I need it in my life. Okay, because the only reason why I can't freaking top 10 the USA Daily on off-road is because I don't have this. I have every other component, but I don't have this. I need this, okay? So really want that. And then we have the Spiker C8 Spider T. This just has ridiculous MRA, right? 100 plus, I think 108 or something like that. It's kind of like your non-prize Yellowbird. Got an incredibly high top speed. The only thing that is kind of weak about the Spiker C8 Spider T is that 3.80 to 60. Not very strong for a dragster, but everything else checks the mark. Other cars I'm looking for, the DS Numero 9. Obviously, this thing is the estate. I always get it mixed up. I always think that this is a saloon. It's not a saloon. It's an estate. I need this, man. Like, this is one of the best. Well, not one of the best. It is the best epic center tire 4-wheel drive car in my opinion. It's got a ridiculously low 0 to 60. It brings the 0 to 60 of a Jaguar I-Pace and the handling of a Cadillac CT6. So, although it doesn't have any MRA, it blends the 2 strongest parts of 2 very strong 4-wheel drive center tires already, if that makes sense. So, the DS Numero 9 is ridiculous. I want this in my garage so bad. I've never unpacked this before as well, because I've always known how strong this thing is, even when I hated French cars and I sold every single French car or fused every single French car. Even in that phase, I knew how good the DS Numero 9 is. I've never unpacked it before, never. And then we have the Jaguar XJS TWR. Not a fantastic car, but not bad either, right? It's got amazing handling and 100 MRA, but the 0 to 60 is weak and the top speed could be better. That being said, I do like this car a lot. I like the XJS, especially the one from this era. So although I'm no Jaguar collector, I love how this looks, and that's why I have it on my wish list. On top of that, not only the looks, it's a great MRA and great handling. So honestly, it's a car that I would welcome in my garage any day of the week. And then we have the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10. I mean, it needs no introduction. To be completely honest, this isn't a car that I like very much, but it's just so damn useful. You gotta have it. And then next up is gonna be the Viper SRT 10. A lot of people are dubbing this as the next wide body. That may be the case, but guys, let's not dub it the next wide body yet. I'm still missing 2 Dodges. It only becomes a meme when I only miss 1 Dodge left. So it's either this or going to be the ACR Legendary. It would make more sense if I got the Legendary before the SRT 10. It will make this more of a meme because Legendaries are statistically harder to get, right? But yeah, this thing is ridiculously useful. I mean, you've already seen in the video I posted about last week. I think that this is one of the most complete epics in the game. It's got the MRA, it's got the top speed, it's got the 0 to 60, it's got the handling. What does it not have? I think traction control. Yeah, that's it. All right, so fantastic epic. The last 2 I'm looking for the epic collection is going to be the Bentley Flying Spur W12. I know this car is getting a massive downgrade, but I am a saloon collector, and it is medium ground clearance as well, so it's really what I'm looking for. Now, if it is going to get a massive downgrade, I do believe it's because it's going to go low. I can't think of anything else why it would have a massive downgrade besides the fact that it might change in ground clearance. I know cars with high top speeds are going down, but Robin did say that this is the car with the biggest downgrade, so I think it's gonna go low as well. I'm not too sure, but for now, as it stands, this might change, but as it stands, as long as it stays saloon, as long as it stays medium, I want it. Okay, and then of course we have the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. This is like the #1 most wanted car I want in my garage. I know I'm missing out Dodges, okay, but the Camaro ZL1 1LE, this thing is personal to me. This is the #1 car I want in my garage, no matter what. The #1 car I want in my garage. Now, let's move on to Legendaries. 22 Legendaries that I'm looking for, including some prize cars in here as well. So we're going to begin with the AMG. I love the SLS. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to see an SLS Black Series in here. Same reason. I love the SLS. The Aston Martin Vantage. I love Mercedes. I love Aston Martin. It makes sense, right? And then we have the TVR Typhon. I also really want this, mainly because of that 100 MRA and a 215 top speed for that bargain price of 81 RQ. Now this is a fantastic dragster. I really want this in my garage, to be honest. It's a beautiful looking car as well. I know that TVRs are subject to a person's taste. Some people might find them incredibly ugly, calling them alien car or whatever, and that may be true, but I like it, okay? I like it, so it's a personal preference. And then we have the Mercedes AMG SLS GT. Like I said, I got every SLS in here. I just want every SLS, okay? And then we have the Dodge Viper SRT 10 ACR. Obviously another Dodge that I'm missing. This and the SRT 10 are the only 2 Dodges I'm missing in the game now, since that we pulled the SRT 10. I was missing 3 SRT 10s, okay, so it can get a little bit confusing, but there are only 2 left that remained. And then the next one we have is the Porsche 911 GT3. I love this guy. One of the most amazing, I would say, one of the most amazing RQ85s in the game. Amazing handling, low 0 to 60, high top speed, and great MRA. I always thought that this thing had an MRA in the 80s to, you know, offset the fact that its on-paper stats were so good, but the 911 GT3 has really good MRA for 85 RQ. 92 combined with those stats is very impressive. And then we have the Skyline GTR Nismo. Now this thing isn't too impressive, honestly. Like, the handling isn't that good. The MRA is ridiculously horrible. That being said, I like the car. I like the picture. It passes the vibe check, so I want it. And then we have the AMG SLS Black Series, the king of the crop. Now, it's funny. These 3 SLSs that you see over here, they've all been in the game since the beginning, since 2017. Never pulled an SLS in my life. So there you go. Dodge Viper ACR, the only legendary I have on my wish list that I want again. Tells you how much I want the ACR. Obviously, there are some prize cars I want again, like the Demon. You can't get those twice. But the ACR, you can get Hollywood twice. So I would like a Hollywood too. One of the best handling legendaries in the entire game, and one of the, if not the best handling legendary non-prize rear-wheel drive car. So very strong. I want this in my garage. Not only rear-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive performance tires, because there are slick tire cars out there that can hit like 107 or something like that. The McLaren GT3s, you know what I mean. But the ACR, absolutely fantastic. And of course, the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. I don't talk about this car too much anymore, mainly because I feel like if I talk about it too much, I'll never get it. But it seems like when I don't talk about it, I don't seem to get it anyway. Ridiculously good MRA, ridiculously high, I think like 105, 110, something like that. High top speed, 0 to 60 is quite weak, but the handling is good too. So it has a lot of really good things about it, right? The main thing about the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera is that it has that killer combination, right, of amazing MRI and a high top speed. The amazing handling is a plus. The 0 to 60 is quite weak, not the best thing in the world, but you know, everywhere else checks the marks. And then we have the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. I love Porsche, so this needs no introduction. And of course the Lotus 311 430. I love this picture. I love how the car looks, and red is my favorite color. It's really light as well, coming in at 920 kilograms. It's got a low 0 to 60, good MRA, all decent MRA, and a high handling as well. And then we have the Audi Sport Quattro, one of those prize cars I've been looking for a very long time. It's been in the game since the beginning, but when it came out as a prize car, I think the requirements were Alfa Romeo. It came out during Italian Renaissance, something like that, back in 2020. And I didn't have the cars to win it, so it was kind of bitter. Well, it wasn't bittersweet, it was just bitter that I couldn't win the Audi Sport Quattro S. Well, I guess it was bittersweet because I got to save some money. But yeah, definitely a car I want in my garage. Not the best four-wheel drive off-road tire car out there, but I don't really care. Probably my favorite Audi of all time. Moving on. GT2 RS, right? Of course, if we have the GT3 RS, we need to have the GT2 RS. I freaking love this car. I would say it is one of the few legendaries that I would max out without question. This and the DBS Superleggera are two non-prized legendaries I would max out just like that. You know, like, you know me, I'm very frugal when it comes to maxing out legendaries. I absolutely hate putting upgrades in legendaries because I know how expensive it is to max them out. But the 911 GT2 RS and the DBS Superleggera, I always said my holy trinity was the 911 GT2 RS, the Hollywood ACR, obviously, and the Superleggera. Those three were my holy trinity of maxed out legendary non-prizes. I got one of them, and I lived up to its name. I maxed out Hollywood, but of course the GT2 and the DBS, they're still waiting. They're still waiting. Okay, and then the rest of these, the MA GTA, I really want this in my life. Is a bit of a meme, but I think it's a beautiful looking car as well. It's got a high top speed, ridiculous handling. I love this car. It's tremendous. Then we have the two best packable Koenigsegg's in the game, the Regera and the Agera Final. And then we have the SCG. Now, to be completely honest with you, I really want the Glickenhaus to win Le Mans this year, but I guess Toyota. You still can't beat Toyota, I guess. But you know what? If Glickenhaus can win 24 of Le Mans one year, that would be amazing. Obviously, we need that in the game. The Le Mans, the Glickenhaus LMP isn't in the game right now, but if it was, that would be ridiculous. It would be like at least RQ99. I don't think it's four-wheel drive, so that's why I don't think it'll be RQ100, but ridiculously amazing car. And obviously this SCG 003S right here, I need this. Okay, I really need this. It's been probably the biggest thorn in my backside. It's been out twice. I missed it twice because the first one was French Renaissance. I wasn't winning that. The second one was Italian convertibles. I wasn't winning that at the time as well, one of my weaker niches. Now it's very strong, but back then when it came out, it was very weak. Amazing MRI, high top speed, amazing handling. This is a thorn in my backside because I'm an American collector and I don't have the best American car in the game. So I'm really hoping that there will be a new American update where there is a better American car, like something from Hennessy or something like that, because the Glickenhaus has been on the throne for way too long. Nothing from American Frontier could dethrone the SCG. So I really want something to dethrone the SCG, because if I can't get it, I gotta beat it, you know what I mean? But I'll put it on the wish list. And then we have the Pagani Huayra R. I mean, I just really want this because of the low 0 to 60 and the amazing handling. Great legendary. The Aventador S. Why do I want the Aventador S? I just want to finish off the Lamborghini collection. I have the Aventador Coupe, I have the Aventador SV, and I have the Aventador SVJ. So I kind of want this just to finish the Pokemon collection. And then the last two cars I'm looking forward to, the Jaguar XJR9. This one is more of a personal kind of matter. I got 11th in this, probably still one of my biggest losses in top drives to date. I upgraded legendaries and I still got 11th. It was a pain. It was a true pain. To be honest, it's not really a car that I grew up watching on TV. It's not something where, you know, there is that sentimental value that, you know, it provides for uncle. This is more of like a personal thing. I missed out on this the first time. I was so freaking close to it and I didn't get it. So I won the XJR9 just because I want to make amends for my own failures. And last but not least, it's going to be the Peugeot 208 T16. Yes, I want a Peugeot. 97 handling, 1.60 to 60. That speaks for itself. Honestly speaking, it's just a game breaker of a car. And I know you might be surprised not to see the Koenigsegg Jesko over here. Don't get me wrong, I freaking want the Koenigsegg Jesko. It's just that even though I said I was super liberal with making this list, I didn't want to be too liberal. Because honestly, like, anyone can just put every prize car in their wish list, every OP prize car in their wish list, and say that they want it. So at the same time, you know, if I said that if I was like completely conservative with, you know, my wish list, I wouldn't add the Koenigsegg's, I wouldn't add the Peugeot, I wouldn't add the Jag. So I'm a little bit more liberal, I'll add these. But if I was super conservative, like if I only wanted cars where my heart really wanted, then my wish list would literally just be the 911 GT2 RS, the Audi Sport Quattro, the DBS Superleggera, another ACR, the ACR SRT10, and probably the SLSs. So yeah, anyway guys, that is going to be my entire wish list. As you can see here, all 35 cars. Let me know down in the comments below what cars you might be looking out for, but this is mine. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls everywhere with the drop dead look. Swing it side to side as we slow dance to the night. When I'll hold your perfect hand and take you out just for a ride. We'll share milkshakes at the diner.